Have you ever wondered why some people achieve everything they desire, while others seem to be constantly struggling against the tide? The answer may lie in a simple yet profound secret: the mind. Everything you accomplish, every victory or defeat, begins with a thought. And if you could learn to master your thoughts, what else could you achieve? Imagine unlocking your true potential and creating the life you've always dreamed of. It's possible, and the secret is within your reach. In this video, we'll explore how to unlock your mind and reprogram it for success. You'll discover how to use proven techniques to transform your thoughts, control your emotions, and manifest your greatest desires. The key lies within you, in your ability to master your own mind. Are you ready to discover the power that has always been inside you? Then keep watching, because what you're about to learn could change your life forever. Don't put off until tomorrow what you can change today. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to keep receiving tips that will help you live fully and achieve your greatest goals. The human mind is a powerful machine, but often it works against us. Like fertile soil that can produce both flowers and weeds, it depends on how we cultivate it. If you want to achieve success, it's essential to understand that mental reprogramming is not a miraculous task, but a constant practice. The first key to this transformation is self-awareness. When you start noticing the thought patterns that limit your progress, it's as if you've discovered the root of a seemingly insurmountable problem. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you sow positive and productive thoughts, the fruits you reap will be equally valuable. But if you keep watering the seeds of doubt and fear, the results will be predictable. The choice is in your hands. Many people believe they are hostages to their circumstances and thoughts. But the truth is, you have the power to shape them. What you think about yourself, the world, and the possibilities in your life defines what you will become. Mental reprogramming involves replacing limiting beliefs, such as, "I'm not capable," or "I don't deserve success," with empowering affirmations like, "I am capable of creating my reality," and "Success is within my reach." When you decide to internalize these new beliefs, your mind starts working in your favor. It's not magic. It's the constant practice of redirecting your focus to what you want, not what you fear. Imagine waking up every day with the certainty that your mind is your ally. That's real power. It's crucial to understand that success begins in the mind before it materializes in the physical world. Successful people know this. They don't wait for luck or perfect conditions. They reprogram their minds every day, creating a success mindset. Think of the greatest leaders, a CEO of a major company, or even athletes who surpass limits. What do they have in common? They control their thoughts and emotions. They don't let external circumstances dictate their internal state. That's the secret to any great achievement. When you start controlling your mind, you can apply that strength to achieve what seems unattainable. It's on this journey that you discover your true potential, the one that's always been there, waiting to be unlocked. The unconscious mind is like a vast, deep ocean where your hidden thoughts and beliefs navigate without you noticing. Many of us live our lives without understanding the immense power this part of the mind exerts over our daily decisions. Think for a moment about how certain behaviors become automatic, whether it's your reaction to stressful situations or the choices you make without questioning. These patterns stem from the unconscious mind. It's responsible for storing all past experiences, whether positive or negative, and they directly influence what you think, feel, and do in the present. Imagine being able to dive into this deep ocean and discover the invisible currents controlling you. When you understand the power of this part of your mind, you can learn to master it and direct it towards success. Reprogramming the unconscious mind is not a simple task, but it's possible. The key lies in repetition and constant practice. The unconscious mind responds to repeated suggestions, whether through positive affirmations, meditations, or visualizations. When you affirm every day that you are capable, deserve success, and are ready to achieve your goals, those words begin to seep into your mind, altering your deepest beliefs. Imagine your unconscious mind as a database, storing all your experiences and emotions, and by accessing this database with intention and focus, you can program it so that new beliefs become automatic, like an airplane's autopilot. The more you feed your mind with positive thoughts and actions aligned with your goals, the more it starts working in your favor. However, many of us are unaware of the unconscious saboteurs residing in our minds. Limiting beliefs like, "I'm not worthy of success," or "I can't achieve my dreams," are often deeply rooted, hindering progress. To overcome them, you need to become aware of your automatic thoughts and slowly replace them with beliefs that drive your growth. This process requires patience and self-compassion. It's not an instant transformation, but a daily practice of self-awareness and effort. When you start mastering your unconscious mind, you realize you're creating a new reality for yourself, where there are no limits, only possibilities. The unconscious mind can be the key to a successful life, as long as you decide to use it to your advantage. Stoic philosophy, with its timeless wisdom, offers a powerful formula for transforming your life. The Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, teach us that true freedom comes from controlling our thoughts and emotions. They believe that by mastering our minds, we can face any challenge without losing our inner peace. The first step to applying Stoic philosophy is understanding that we cannot control what happens around us, but we can control how we react to those events. Imagine a difficult situation, like an argument with someone or an unexpected issue at work. The Stoics teach us not to react with anger or frustration, but to analyze the situation with serenity and rationality. By doing so, you not only preserve your peace, but also realize you have more control over your life than you thought. By embracing Stoic teachings, you begin to see that the key to a fulfilling life lies in how you handle your emotions. Often, we are enslaved by our feelings, letting anger, fear, or anxiety take over. However, the Stoics remind us that true wisdom lies in recognizing these feelings without being dominated by them. The concept of apatheia, not indifference, but learning to free yourself from uncontrolled emotions, is fundamental to achieving inner peace. Imagine being in a stressful situation and instead of panicking, you take a deep breath and observe your feelings without clinging to them. That's the power of self-control. When you start applying this practice, you realize that your thoughts and emotions are no longer your enemies, but tools you can use to grow and thrive. True transformation happens when you integrate Stoic principles into your daily life. The daily practice of reflection and self-awareness, such as journaling, meditating on your reactions, and reviewing your actions, helps strengthen self-control. Instead of reacting automatically to challenges, you start acting thoughtfully, based on reason rather than emotion. This practice of self-control and continuous reflection opens the doors to self-mastery and personal growth. As you control your emotions, your mind becomes clearer and more focused. The Stoic is not someone who denies their emotions, but someone who masters them. By applying this formula, you begin to unlock your true potential, achieving a level of serenity and mental clarity that transforms every aspect of your life. Limiting beliefs are like invisible chains that bind your mind, preventing you from reaching your true potential. From childhood, we are conditioned to believe certain truths about ourselves and the world around us. Many of these beliefs are not our own, but were passed down by others: parents, teachers, friends, society. Over time, these ideas become so deeply rooted that they shape our actions and decisions without us even realizing it. The first step to overcoming these limiting beliefs is to question them. For example, when you think, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't deserve success," ask yourself, "Is this true? Where did this idea come from?" By challenging these beliefs, you begin to see that they are just thoughts, and you have the power to change them. Transformation begins with a shift in your mind's focus. When you understand that the mind is flexible and can be trained, something powerful happens. You start reprogramming your way of thinking, replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of asking, "Why can't I do this?" start asking, "How can I do this?" This shift in focus may seem simple, but it unleashes immense creative energy. Imagine a locked door, and you've had the key in your hand all along. The key is changing your thinking. By adopting a positive mindset, you not only notice new opportunities, but also start creating them. Your beliefs begin to reflect your ambitions, not your fears. That's the path to unlocking your greatness. However, this journey is not linear. Overcoming limiting beliefs requires persistence and patience. Some beliefs may be deeply rooted, stemming from past experiences or subtle self-sabotage. That's normal. The important thing is to remember that you're not alone in this process. We all face the challenge of reprogramming our minds. The key is consistency. Every day, instead of settling for what you've always believed, choose an empowering thought. Start affirming, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I deserve success." These affirmations are not just empty words, but concrete steps to change how you see yourself, and consequently, what you achieve. When you start transforming your thoughts, you also begin transforming your reality, unlocking your true greatness and allowing it to manifest in your life in extraordinary ways. Emotional control is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. We all face situations that test our patience and balance, whether at work, home, or in relationships. The secret to mastering the mind is not avoiding emotions, but learning to manage them. The first step to this control is recognizing when you're being dominated by a feeling. When anger, anxiety, or fear arises, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, "Why am I feeling this?" This simple pause helps break the automatic reaction cycle, allowing you to choose a more conscious response. Imagine being in a heated argument and, instead of reacting impulsively, you allow yourself a moment to reflect. That's real power, the power to act, not react. The second step is cultivating self-awareness. The more you understand yourself, the easier it becomes to identify the triggers that spark your emotions. Self-awareness is like an internal compass, guiding you through emotional turbulence. Daily meditation can be a powerful tool in this process. By dedicating just a few minutes each day to observing your thoughts and feelings, you start identifying patterns, noticing how your emotions influence your decisions, and recognizing which areas of your life need more attention. Imagine, for example, that you're overwhelmed at work. If you don't notice your stress levels, you risk making impulsive decisions that harm your relationships or productivity. Self-awareness allows you to spot these signs and make adjustments before your emotions spiral out of control. The third step is adopting the practice of gratitude. While this may seem simple, expressing gratitude daily has a profound impact on emotional control. Gratitude helps redirect your mind's focus to what's going well, rather than dwelling on what's wrong. By starting or ending your day with a list of things you're grateful for, your mind begins to focus on the positive, which naturally reduces stress and increases well-being. Imagine starting your day with an awareness of everything good in your life, your health, your job, your relationships. This not only strengthens your mind, but also boosts your confidence in your ability to handle any challenge. The fourth step involves setting clear intentions aligned with your values. When you have a defined purpose, your decisions become easier because there's no more uncertainty. Set goals that resonate with your true essence and motivate you to act with confidence. These aren't just material goals, but objectives that bring meaning to your life. This creates alignment between your mind and heart, a sense that your choices are coherent with who you truly are. By making decisions based on your values, you automatically increase confidence in your actions, knowing you're on the right path for your growth. Finally, the fifth step is the daily practice of decisive action. Often, indecision stems from doubt or fear of making mistakes, but the truth is, the most important decisions in life are those you make with confidence, even in the face of uncertainty. The secret is to take the first step, even if it's small. Each small decision made with confidence and aligned with your values builds a solid foundation for bigger decisions. Imagine making decisions with the certainty that, even if you fail, you'll learn and grow from the experience. This strengthens your confidence and expands your emotional control, allowing you to face any challenge with clarity and assertiveness. The brightest minds in history didn't reach the top by chance. They weren't born with an innate talent for success, but with a unique way of thinking, a way of approaching life that set them apart from others. The secret of these brilliant minds is simple yet powerful. They train their minds to be more effective, focused, and open. The first fundamental characteristic of a brilliant mind is insatiable curiosity. These minds are always seeking knowledge, never satisfied with what they already know. Curiosity is like a flame that never goes out, always searching for new horizons, ideas, and ways to understand the world. When you adopt this mindset, your mind expands, and new possibilities begin to open before you. Imagine a scientist, always exploring, always questioning. That's the essence of a brilliant mind. Another fundamental characteristic of brilliant minds is the ability to think critically and independently. They don't accept things at face value but question, analyze, and evaluate all options before deciding. This type of thinking is not common, as we're often conditioned to follow the easiest path or what the majority does. However, brilliant minds aren't afraid to go against the grain. They know that great ideas often come from an unconventional approach. The secret here is not being afraid to make mistakes, ask bold questions, or challenge the status quo. By doing so, you train your mind to think more innovatively and creatively. This could mean something simple like finding a new solution to a work problem or seeking a fresh perspective on a personal situation. Additionally, brilliant minds cultivate mental resilience. They don't give up in the face of obstacles or failures. They see challenges as opportunities for growth. The difference between a brilliant mind and an ordinary one is the ability to learn from mistakes and move forward. Every failure is seen as a lesson, and every obstacle is a chance to strengthen determination. This growth mindset, as it's called, is essential for achieving great feats. If you start looking at challenges with a positive perspective, you'll understand that every difficulty is a step on the ladder to success. By adopting this mindset, you realize there's no such thing as defeat, only learning and evolution. This is what separates brilliant minds from others: their ability to stay focused, learn from mistakes, and continue the journey with even greater strength. Meditation is often seen as something that requires hours of dedication and a quiet environment. However, the Stoics, masters of serenity and self-control, offer a simple yet profound technique that can be done in just 5 minutes a day. This meditation doesn't need to be complex or require a specific location. What it demands is your full attention and willingness to connect with the present moment. The technique begins with breathing. Pause for a moment, close your eyes, and breathe deeply, feeling each inhalation and exhalation. The goal isn't to control your breathing, but to simply be aware of it. As Seneca said, true freedom is knowing how to live with what you have. By focusing on your breathing, you start noticing the thoughts passing through your mind. They may be of worry, fear, or anxiety, but the simple act of observing without reacting is already a big step toward mind control. After a few minutes of conscious breathing, the next step is to focus on what the Stoics call the exercise of indifference. This doesn't mean being indifferent to the important things in life, but learning to emotionally detach from what's beyond your control. As Marcus Aurelius taught, accept everything that comes to you, but don't cling to what's irrelevant. In this moment of meditation, you can reflect on the events of your day and discern what you can control and what you can't. This distinction is crucial. By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, reactions, and attitudes, you free your mind from the stress caused by external factors. This simple exercise of reflection and acceptance can transform your approach to any challenge. Finally, Stoic meditation ends with a clear visualization of your goals. Imagine what you want to achieve and see yourself already having achieved it. Visualize the feeling of accomplishment, calm, and satisfaction. The practice of clearly visualizing your goals not only reinforces your commitment to them, but also prepares your mind for the action needed to achieve them. A 5-minute meditation, when practiced daily, becomes a powerful tool for strengthening the mind, increasing focus, and aligning your actions with your greatest desires. It's simple but effective. By incorporating this Stoic technique into your daily routine, you begin to realize that true strength comes from mental tranquility. When you control your mind, you also control your life. We live in a world that's constantly pulling us toward the future or keeping us trapped in the past. The future promises happiness, success, and achievements, while the past carries memories of mistakes, regrets, and what we could have done differently. But what if the secret to true transformation wasn't in chasing what's yet to come or reliving what's already gone, but in the moment we're living right now? The power of now is one of the most profound lessons we can learn. When we focus on the present, we stop being victims of anxiety and regret and become masters of our mental state. By focusing on the now, you begin to notice the simple beauty of what already exists, without needing anything more. This is the first step to transformation: acceptance and gratitude for what's happening now. To apply the power of now, you need to learn to slow down and be fully present in each moment. This means being aware of your actions, thoughts, and emotions without rushing to the next thing. By doing so, you create a space where your mind isn't occupied with worries about the future or memories of the past. This space is where true peace begins. Meditation, for example, is a powerful way to train your mind to constantly return to the present. When meditating, you force yourself to be here and now without judgment, simply accepting the moment as it is. This can be challenging at first, as the mind tends to wander, but over time you'll realize that living in the present is where true freedom lies. By becoming more aware of the now, you also start realizing that you don't need to wait for external change to be happy or successful. True transformation doesn't come from external circumstances, but from how you choose to perceive and react to them. This is something the Stoics understood well. Happiness isn't something that happens when you achieve a certain goal, but something you can cultivate here and now in any situation. By stopping the search for what's already available within you, you unlock infinite potential. Life becomes a series of valuable moments, not an endless race to achieve something always in the future. When you learn to live in the present, you discover that there are no limits to what you can achieve, because everything you need to be successful and happy is accessible now. The law of attraction is one of the most powerful forces you can use to create the reality you desire. It teaches that what you focus on, you attract into your life. But for this law to work effectively, it requires more than just visualizing what you want. You need to deeply believe that you deserve it and are ready to receive it. The first step to using the law of attraction is to change your mindset. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, start focusing on what you want. The human mind is a focus machine. What you give attention to, your mind works to bring more of into your life. When you start imagining in detail what you want, you begin to create a vibration of attraction around you. This doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice. The second part of the law of attraction is aligning your feelings with what you want to manifest. What many people don't realize is that it's not enough to simply think about what you want. You need to feel as if you already have it. The secret lies in activating the positive emotions related to your desire. If you want to attract prosperity, for example, imagine how it would feel to be abundant, as if the money were already in your life. Feel that emotion deeply. That's the key to attracting what you want, the vibration. The law of attraction works on an energetic level. Your feelings generate a frequency that attracts circumstances and people aligned with that frequency. When you feel grateful, happy, and positive. You attract more reasons to feel those emotions. So, use the power of your emotions to amplify your mind's ability to magnetize your desires. The final part of manifesting your desires through the law of attraction is action. It's not enough to just visualize and feel if you don't take actions aligned with what you want to achieve. Action is the fuel that gives movement to desire. It's not about passively waiting for things to happen, but taking the necessary steps to get closer to what you want. This means having a proactive mindset, acting with confidence toward your goal, knowing that the universe is conspiring in your favor. Believe in your abilities and seize the opportunities that arise without hesitation. The law of attraction isn't about waiting for things to fall from the sky, but about aligning with the flow of life and being ready to take advantage of what comes your way. By combining focus, feeling, and action, you begin to manifest, with your mind, everything you desire. The human mind has immense power. What you think about yourself, the world, and your possibilities defines the reality you create for yourself. Often, we don't realize the impact our thoughts have on our lives. They are like seeds we plant in the soil of our mind. If we sow thoughts of doubt, fear, and scarcity, that's what we'll reap in our reality. But if we sow thoughts of confidence, abundance, and possibility, what grows is a richer, more prosperous life aligned with our dreams. The mental technique that can transform your life forever starts right there, in the power of choice. You can choose which thoughts to nurture. This doesn't mean ignoring life's difficulties or challenges, but choosing how to react to them. The key to this mental transformation lies in the daily practice of self-reflection. By becoming aware of your thoughts, you start noticing the negative patterns that repeat and shape your life in limiting ways. The first step to changing this is taking responsibility for what you think. It's not about blaming others or circumstances, but recognizing that you have the power to choose what to think at any moment. This requires courage, because changing your thinking is like redirecting a river that's already flowing in one direction. At first, the current may be strong, but with time, it starts aligning with the new direction. Every positive thought you choose to nurture is like a paddle that brings you closer to the direction of success and happiness. The second part of this mental technique is visualization. When you imagine achieving your goals, you're not just creating a mental image, but also preparing your mind to act toward that reality. Visualization activates areas of the brain that help form new neural connections, making your brain start believing that what you want is already in the process of becoming real. The more you practice this visualization, the more your brain starts functioning as if the results were already happening. This creates unshakable confidence because you begin to see yourself as the person who can achieve your goals. Visualization, when practiced with emotion and clarity, transforms the abstract into something concrete, and your mind starts actively working to make it a reality. Finally, the mental technique that transforms your life forever involves action. You can't expect your thoughts to manifest without corresponding action. Positive thinking and visualizing your goals are essential steps, but it's action that brings those thoughts to life. A success mindset acts with confidence even when the future seems uncertain. Every step taken toward your goals strengthens your mind, reinforcing the belief that you can achieve what you want. This action is the link between thought and realization. By taking conscious steps aligned with what you want, you begin to transform not only your thoughts but also your reality. The power is in your hands. Change begins with your mind and is realized through your actions. Now that you know the secrets to mastering your mind and unlocking your hidden potential, the question is, what will you do with this power? Knowing is not enough. You must act. The path to success begins with a simple step, committing to your growth. So starting today, begin applying these principles to your life. How can you reprogram your thoughts? What actions can you take now to align your mind with your deepest goals? I invite you to reflect, and if you feel this video made a difference, share your experience in the comments. What will you start transforming in your life today? Don't put off until tomorrow what you can change today. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to keep receiving tips that will help you live fully and achieve your greatest goals.